it's a dark, dark day in America. And I remember saying, Mom, are you sad? Are you sad with us? Are you sad because we did something? And I remember looking at the sky, and it was very gray. January in southern Missouri is very dismal. It's kind of gray, a little gloomy. But my mom had this funny tradition. She liked crisp sheets. And I remember being outside with my mom to hold the sheets, because they're so long. And I remember that day being very different for my mom. My mom was a super early riser. It wasn't unusual for her to be up and around by 5:30 in the morning. I think probably because that was her only quiet time with 4 kiddos running around in the house. That's when she could sit and read her Bible. That was how she started every day. But that day she had the television on when we got up, and I remember thinking, that's different.
Underway. Today's decision came as a shock to both anti
And I knew something was serious enough for her to want to watch that. And she was very, very quiet that day. And as a 9-year-old, something's different, but you don't really know what that difference is. So, of course, it was my turn to go outside. And I remember saying, Mom, are you sad? Why are you sad? Are you sad with us? Are you sad because we did something? And she said, I'm not sad with you. I'm sad because of what's happening today in our world. And she said, there are men making laws that mean that babies won't be born. Moms will have the right to not have their babies. And she got really, really quiet again, and she bowed her head and said, it's a dark, dark day in America. Because women are not being honored. Women are not being told that their babies matter, that they matter. Roe versus Wade became the law of the land. And just that conversation that I had with my mom, little did she know at the time that what her words were became a prediction. 2023 will be the 50th anniversary of Roe versus Wade. More than 60 million babies have been lost. You think about an entire generation. How many doctors, astronauts, teachers, amazing people have we lost? Children who were never given an opportunity to be what God wanted them to be. Regardless of the decision that the Supreme Court makes regarding reversal of Roe versus Wade, or that it stands, that law of the land stays as is, our responsibility as the church is to come alongside that woman. What we have to tell her, what we have to show her, is that we care about her and her child. We want her to have hope. And that means very practical things. Because I know the difference in that woman's life when one person says, hey, I'll go through that pregnancy with you. 8 out of 10 women will tell us, 8 out of 10 post-abortion women will say, if I would have just had one person. That's heartbreaking to know that not one person in her life, a coworker, a girlfriend, a parent, a pastor, father of the baby, would have said, congratulations, I'll go through this pregnancy with you. She would have made a different decision. That's where the church steps in and says, I'll be the one. I'll be that person that says, congratulations, how can I support you? I'll go through this pregnancy with you. Our goal when that woman chooses life is to have all the resources she needs to thrive